These are really extraordinary sums that we're now blowing through on this, aren't they?
Yeah, and if you think, what does $2.5 billion mean? Well, when Liz Truss tried to cut the top rate of income tax, doing kind of her failed premiership as the Prime Minister, there was absolute uproar, and that was around £2.5 billion, the cost of doing that. So
yeah, so basically, if we believe the official version, the markets decided Liz Truss had to go because of a $2.5 billion tax cut. But when you give $2.5 billion to put up a bunch of Albanians in hotels, the markets are cool with that?
Well, it seems to be the way, Mark. It's with Liz Truss, it was more a case of, well, you haven't explained how you're going to pay for it. But the markets don't seem to worry about, well, how are you going to pay for the $2.5 billion? Now, why are we in the position that we're in? You've talked about we've hit over 40,000. If we carry on the way things are going, we'll probably hit about 53,000 coming across the channel. That's slightly down to what we were thinking might happen a couple of months ago. And the only reason for that, the only thing that seems to be working to reduce the numbers is the weather. So we've seen very few coming over in November so far. We've had many days where there's been zero coming across because of the weather. But you can blame them, people coming over, but you can't kind of divorce the fact that the government and the civil service are a bit at fault to this as well, Mark, because if you think of all the people that came across in 2021, so around 28,000 people.
Right.
Recent numbers came out that only 4% of those applications have been processed. So if basically you're talking nearly 27,000, 26,000 people.
So just to stick with the math on that, that basically means they only processed 1,000 of the 2021 intake.
Yeah.
And so presumably this year, the 55,000 you say will be coming over. And if they only process another 1,000, that's 54,000 added to the 27,000. I mean, pretty soon we're going to have the equivalent of Edinburgh or Cardiff or Belfast staying in hotels.
And that's the way things are heading now. Suella Braverman was saying today they're finding it even more difficult now to book accommodation. Well, of course, you've got all these people coming over. Remember, when they come over, they can't work until they've gone through the asylum system. And if you've got 96% of people who made their application in 2021 not being processed, you're going to be waiting for those. You think of it in terms of a backlog. They've got to do those first before they even get on to the 53,000 that they do this year. Now, it doesn't look like these numbers are slowing down anytime soon. So you're going to be going from 53,000, maybe 60, 70, 80, 90, 100,000 next year. And if this carries on, you're right, you're going to have huge numbers. And where are you going to put them? We've already seen stories that you're covering, Mark. You know, these aren't hotels that you travel lodges and, you know, Premier Inns. Obviously, I've stayed in them, they're fine. But we are talking some premium places, 4- or 5-star places that people are being put in. And on the news today, you've seen people in Blackpool for over a year where you've got homeless people, British people, stuck on the street.